It's Wisconsin Sports Daily, served up by Wendy. Sparky here. Jack Pembroke filling in for Charlie Usen today. Catch both of them on Wisconsin Sports Weekend, Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Not going to want to miss that. So this segment normally is things that we missed on the show today. I'm going to bring in my guy, Tommy Wirtz here briefly. It's not a Brewers segment. So it is not that. Tommy, how are you? How are you doing today?
I'm very good. How are you, Sparky?
Good. I did not tell Tommy why I was bringing him in.
Wanted
to keep it a little bit under wraps a little bit. Jack Pembroke also does not know what I am doing, so neither one of you know what is about to occur.
I'm scared.
You will hear the sultry tones of Tommy Wirtz coming up from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. with the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. What do you got coming up today?
Yeah, it should be a fun one. We got a lot of sound I sent over to you already. We had Blake Perkins speak to the media before the game today.
He had a setback, correct?
He did, but it sounds like it's pretty minor as of right now. They're not as concerned that he had to get pulled from a rehab assignment in AAA Nashville as they might have thought. Andrew Vaughn, obviously, newest Milwaukee Brewer, now up with the club as Rhys Hoskins hitting the IL for 10 days. Austin Herdina is back on the show today. 6 o'clock. We'll have his best bets parlay for the people today. Of course, Drew Wagner, Focus Baseball. Thanks again for being a part of the leadoff show. And Drew Wagner, he'll be on at 6:15. It's a busy day, indeed, on the leadoff show.
When Austin Herdina is not on, you have Luis Olmos on, correct?
Usually, yes. Yesterday, we had a very late sub, so we didn't have anyone, but Austin sent in his parlay, so he had all of the reasoning. But yes, Luis, I'm familiar with him.
He just won Manager of the Month over at Potawatomi.
Okay.
And Austin Herdina had won Manager of the Month or something like Manager of the Quarter, something like that, too.
I think it was in March or April. It was like right when we started the show.
So both dudes that you have on, award-winning.
Yeah.
Award-winning.
Not surprised.
Surprised.
They
no,
are
both
studs,
very good.
both of them. Yes.
Yes, very, very good indeed. So I do have a Brewers moment that we want to celebrate today that happened years ago, a historic moment in Brewers history, especially for yours truly, because I'm an old guy and survived all the crap that happened before this moment. But I don't want to talk to you about that. And I don't care. I'll take a Jack about the Brewers thing probably. But I was told by Jack Pembroke something about you, and I just wanted to see if this was accurate or not.
Oh, no.
I just want to clarify, because some clarity.
I don't like the smirk you have.
Getting a little nervous. Okay. Did you or did you not, when you left here today, did you go home and play the new college football game?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Do you want to guess? So I started a Road to Glory, which is a career mode, if you will. You create your own player, and then you get to play in the league as whatever player
and you are not playing against others online. This is just you and the computer.
This is a computer mode.
This is what I would do if I had to guess.
Correct. Yes. Would you like to guess which school I attended? It is not the University of Wisconsin, and it is one of the newest FBS programs.
Sac State?
Nope, not Sac State.
Coastal Carolina.
What did he say?
Coastal Carolina.
Nope, newer than that. One of the two new programs in the FBS starting this season, actually.
What is that?
It is Delaware, former Joe Flacco's alma mater, right? The Blue Hens. It is awesome. The game is everything I could imagine. I tried to tweet at you. I don't know if your Twitter was working or not at the time when they released that they are going to have a college basketball video game.
You're talking about taking off.
Correct, yes. So we will we'll discuss that next year when that happens. But I'm assuming that'll be in September around that time.
This game released at 11 a.m. this morning.
Correct.
Now, I will tell you that my oldest, not my oldest, second oldest, I guess, 18 years old, right, waiting to go to lacrosse this fall and all of this, came home last night after hanging out with his buddies, friends, whatever else, and said that he made a bet with one of his buddies for a certain amount of dollars, and they were going to play the game later tonight. And I was like, well, what do you mean? Like, you work 11 to 7. You're not going to play it at all. You're going to play this dude as soon as you get home from work? He's like, yeah, and I'll win. I said, boy, that's pretty confident since you've never played the game this year. He said, you don't know how good I am. I was like, really? He's like, last year I was inside the top 500 nationally. I was like, okay. I'm assuming that's pretty good.
I guess.
Inside the top 500. How different is it from last year's game?
Oh, I mean, it's virtually the same game. It's
So
a
he's
completely,
going to be really good.
It's a different game than it is from Madden. It is not the same. It's made from EA, but it's a different dev system.
What is that? A developmental?
Different development team working on the game as opposed to Madden. So it's a little bit faster pace, like a college game might be, where there is larger discrepancies in the top end talent to the regular man on the college team. You know how in the NFL, everyone was good in college.
Do you get NIL deals to sign and all that?
You can get NIL deals in there. Yes. And the transfer portal is in full effect in the Dynasty mode, which is like the franchise mode of Madden. You can actually adjust the settings this year on a transfer portal cap, so you could have up to 30 people transfer out of a school, and if you don't like that, you can move it down from there. But I'm rooting for the chaos, of course, so I will be maxing that out every single offseason.
Wow. Mm-hmm. So did it live up to the hype? Because 25, there was a lot of hype. People didn't know what to expect.
Correct.
But as you brought up with Madden, a lot of people have complained that Madden doesn't take big enough steps in improvement from year to year.
Yeah, I didn't even buy Madden last year for the first time in quite some time and just played college football the entire time. I am okay spending money on a roster update with NCAA because the game is just so much more fun. It's a lot faster pace, a lot more exciting plays. They have a lot more customization now. You can create your player to run like the ball is a loaf of bread. So you can just run where, like Lamar is always holding it in one hand as opposed to you always get the generic mode of how you would run a football. So
what about custom playbooks? I was
excited for the game for
Custom
sure.
playbooks, Jack wants to know about.
Yes, you can do that. There was a little bit of a bug with it last year, but they've definitely tweaked a lot of the bugs of the game last year, which they were trying to just push it out because they really wanted to attack the market, and now they've tweaked it, made it a little bit better. Is it a completely different game? Could you get by just playing College Football 25? Probably, but I was going to buy it no matter what.
Right, correct, no matter what. So there you go. That's all I wanted to hear from Tommy Words, because I'm pretty sure most of our audience probably plays the game one way or the other, or is going to buy the game.
Well, the game was 10 years in the making last year, and I used to have I still had the original, and I should have sold it a year or something before. That game was going for up to $200 when it was not announced that there was going to be a new game.
How much?
Up to $200 at the time.
I could have sold mine for $200.
Oh yeah, easily.
Really?
If you had it for Xbox or PlayStation at the time, it was a $200 game in 2024, 2023.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, people really liked the game. They enjoyed the concept of it, and everyone was sick of Madden.
I can't even believe it would be that much. I played with South Alabama.
USA.
Yeah, I played with South Alabama. They were in the Sun Belt back in 2014, I believe. So that's who I played with when I had the original college football game. Now I don't play video games anymore, but yeah, back then I did. All right, one last thing here I want to get to before we get to the top of the hour. Thank you, Tommy. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
In July of 2008, on this day I believe it was, the Milwaukee Brewers acquired this man right here.
You're not very well protected when you go down like that.
Sabathia down the right field line. And it's gone! How about that? CC goes deep. Third home run of his career, second of the year. And the big fella's getting used to the home run trot this season. Brewers on the board.
CC Sabathia, that was simply amazing when they got CC Sabathia. For you youngins, the package included minor league players, including Matt Laporta, who some thought was a for sure no-brainer, all-star, lock him in for 10 years going forward, like he was an absolute stud. I will tell you, having been around that clubhouse when that dude was there, he was as arrogant as they came and thought his you-know-what did not stink, and it was just a matter of time before he got his shot. Like, it was ridiculous how much of an attitude that dude had. So, Matt Laporta, who I believe ended up retiring from baseball at the age of 29. Then there is Zach Action Jackson, who was an okay MLB pro. He played a little bit in the pros for a little while. And Rob Bryson, another guy that I think had a cup of coffee in the pros. And then there was a player to be named later. What I would like to know and find out, and I'm sure Doug Melvin probably does not remember who was on that list, but I would love to know who were the players on the to-be-named later list that they gave Cleveland. Because normally you give them, I think it's 10, 15, something like that. You give them a list of guys in the minor leagues that you both agree to. Both teams agree to, okay, these players are fine. Then you get so many weeks or days to scout all these players on the list, and then you have to pick of those players which ones you want.
Okay.
The guy that Cleveland picked from that list ended up being the best player in the trade and still playing. Michael Brantley, the outfielder, ended up being the player that Cleveland selected. Had they picked somebody else that ended up not being anything like the rest of those, it would have been a complete screw job by the Brewers on the Cleveland Indians, because they were the Indians back then, not the Guardians, at that time. It was unbelievable. Sabathia was absolutely immortal that year for the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, there's a lot of different things that you can go back and remember. One of the things that I'll always remember about that year is Sabathia should have had a no-hitter against the Pirates and got screwed on a call. They ruled it a hit, and it shouldn't have been a hit, and it ended up costing them a no-hitter. CC Sabathia that year, okay, wins above replacement, right? With Cleveland, WAR as they call it, he had a 1.9 WAR that year in the first half before he went to Milwaukee. In the second half for Milwaukee, or close to the second half, it's beginning of July, had a 4.9 win above replacement. In the second half, I'm going to bring Tommy on right now. Tommy, you weren't old enough to have watched this.
I watched this.
You
I
did?
was alive, yep.
Okay. 11-2. He had an ERA in 17 starts of 1.65.
It was gross.
In 17 starts
That's
for
Bob
CC
Gibson
Sabathia.
numbers.
Stupid.
I didn't know the WAR was quite as high as it was, but I mean, we'll never see anything like that again. I was 7 or 8 when this was happening, so this is like right when core memories are kind of starting to happen for the Milwaukee Brewers. I mean, I didn't understand that we'll never see anyone just do the 3 days rest again either.
I got something else. I got something else for you. He had 17 starts. How many complete games do you think he had in 17 starts?
I think I know the number. Isn't it 8?
7.
I was going to say 8, yeah.
And of those 7, 3 were shutouts.
Yep.
He had 7 complete games in 17 starts. I bet you Freddie Peralta doesn't have 7 complete games in his career.
Ooh, I believe that. I wouldn't venture to. I think he only has 1. I think he just has the one Freddie Peralta. What I would like to know from you, Sparky, is you've been around a little bit longer than myself. Where do you rank that as far as iconic moments and iconic photo, video, whatever it is, of the final game of the year when he is screaming on the mound after the double play happens?
On the ground, a chance here. Durham to Hardy to first. In time! Yes! The Brewers win! Yes! Sabathia! A complete game! And the Brewers beat the Cubs 3-1!
Dude, Tim Allen and myself, we're doing our post-game show right there on Blue Mound at this Mexican restaurant that was right there on Blue Mound. It was Garibaldi's. What's the name of that place? Or it was. Oh, whatever. Garibaldi's is the last name of it. So we were right there on Blue Mound. We were doing it inside bars on Saturday and Sunday home games. We were out on the patio that day.
Yeah.
When that went down, dude, it was insane. People were bringing bottles of champagne to us and spraying us with champagne. It was insanity. Like, I will never forget doing that postgame show. The patio was packed. People were up and down Blue Mound screaming and yelling and celebrating, doing all of that. That was crazy. But to me, there's a couple of things. One, being at Summerfest, and because back then it was normal Summerfest, not this
every 11 days,
every weekend thing.
Yep.
Being at Summerfest and following different reports of what was going on in the Sabathia deal and if they were going to get him. We were at Summerfest and we had a crowd of people around the fan tent with Tim Allen and I.
It's awesome.
And everybody listening to see if this is actually going to happen. And we were both like, oh my God, he's getting Sabathia? Are you kidding me? They're getting CC Sabathia. Wow. They get CC Sabathia. You would have to look it up. But they had a sellout streak, something insane, like 17, 18 games in a row or something nuts where like every game was sold out. They printed CC Sabathia jersey shirts as quickly as they could and sold them out within minutes inside that club store. They were gone.
I think I had one.
The CC chance when he would pitch, like it was, man, I kind of remember Elvis, but the closest thing that this town has had to Elvis was CC Sabathia. This dude was a rock star. And having been able to be in the clubhouse when half that clubhouse hated me and be in there and know that and listen to him talk and whatever else, he was a big, gentle teddy bear. Dude, one of the nicest dudes in the world.
Milwaukee.
Man. One of the nicest dudes in the world when he was in that clubhouse.
I think that another thing that needs to be noted is just like how okay Milwaukee was with letting him go at the time.
Well, they made what ended up being their token offer of 5 years, $100 million, knowing damn right well that wasn't going to work.
He wasn't
going to. PR thing.
He was never going to get that. He was never. But everyone, even the fans, knew like we're going to have this run with him. We're going to say thank you for getting us to the postseason after it was all those years before it had happened.
And like you said, pitching on 3 days rest multiple times at the end of the season to try and break this playoff drought. He gets hurt. He screws up his free agency the next year.
Yeah, as far as leaving it all out on the line, I don't know if we have a better example in recent memory in baseball history now. I go to the well a lot on this Reggie White stuff, but I would say Reggie White signing was the biggest deal in my lifetime. As far as the shock and the awe of, holy crap, the Packers got Reggie White that nobody saw coming. Sure. And I would say CC Sabathia is second in my lifetime as to the biggest transaction that I don't think a lot of people thought would actually occur that Doug Melvin pulled off. And the impact as well in the short time. Like, if they announce we're building Sabathia a statue, I'd say, okay. Yeah. I wouldn't fight it at all. I'd be like, yeah, okay, sounds good. Yeah, I'm all in. Really?
I looked up. Yes. Peralta has 0 complete games in his MLB.
What was that number?
0. Yeah, 0 complete games. Freddie Peralta.
Oh, he didn't have any. He's never had one.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome to see what CC Sabathia doing. Like I said, it was right around like my first memories because that was Braun's rookie year, I believe, as well, too. Right? 2007.
No, 2008.
2008, so it was Braun's second year.
Correct. Yes.
And you
his
just
first
had,
full year.
Right. You just had just some awesome memories from that, like I said, and he just took over the entire baseball world, and it put Milwaukee on the map for baseball, which had not happened in 25 years up until that point.
26 years without being in the playoffs. They had, at one point, an 11-year streak of not getting to above 500. Ned gets fired at the end of that year for Dale Swain for the last couple of weeks. They win, get to the playoffs, and then they have a wild card party at the Summerfest grounds, packed before they played a playoff game. They had a celebration party, and then they went to go play the playoffs. That's never been done either. Yeah, have a good night. It's been Wisconsin Sports Daily, served up by Wendy's, live from the Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Tommy Wirtz and Leadoff Show up next.